Move it, troopers! On the double! Fire!
Hey guys, this is Luke and Todd from the Scoundrels Cantina, and we're giving you the countdown on the top 10 most unique lightsabers. We will be choosing the lightsabers from canon and the expanded universe because we consider all canon for ourselves and merge all the stories together so that there is no confusion on why we're including lightsabers from all around. Keep in mind that this is just our opinion and feel free to share your thoughts below. We will be ranking them on their unique designs and unorthodox features. Most of these lightsabers are one of a kind, but we'll let a few which are not slip through. Anyways, let's begin.
At number 10, we have Tera Sinube, Darth Maul's, and the Sith Acolyte Haazen's Sabercanes. We put them all together because they all have the same function, so we just couldn't choose one because all three are unique. The primary purpose of the Sabercane was to act as a concealed weapon, a convenient place to hide a lightsaber. The lightsabers connected to the shaft of the cane at the emitter necessitate the removal of the shaft to wield the lightsaber. The Sabercanes were made from different types of materials, but most notably made out of wood, as demonstrated by Tera Sinube and Darth Maul in Star Wars Rebels. The cane was able to hold almost any type of lightsaber, but most notably a standard single-bladed lightsaber, a curved hilt lightsaber, and a double-bladed lightsaber.
At number 9, we have Pong Krell's double-bladed lightsabers with collapsible hilts. Krell is not the only known user of the collapsible hilts, and the other ones are some Jedi Guardians as seen in Star Wars Rebels. Pong Krell's ones are more unique as the lightsaber's massive size and the low pitching buzzing sound it made when it was swung suggests it might qualify for a category of light club, which was a much larger version of the standard lightsaber. The lightsabers could be activated whilst in the folded position as shown when General Krell countered 5's insubordination with the blade. The lightsaber blades were longer than the usual ones because of Krell's basilisk size and 4 arms. Not only were the blades longer, but also a lot thicker, which would suggest it might fit in the category of the light club.
At number 8, we have Darth Zannah's double-bladed red lightsaber. The Sith apprentice, Darth Zannah, created a double-bladed lightsaber that was specifically designed to accommodate her slight physique. An elongated hilt supported the force-resonating twin synthetic lightsaber crystals that powered the weapon, one of which was red, starburst-shaped, and called Bane's Heart. When in the possession of anyone other than its proper owner, Zannah's lightsaber, which was also called Bane's Heart, released an electric discharge courtesy of its special crystals. And that was kind of a security measure. The weapon produced twin red blades, each 75 centimeters long, which was smaller than the usual double-bladed lightsaber length. Because of that, the design sacrificed reach and leverage, but bolstered control and maneuverability. The lightsaber emitted a buzzing hum upon ignition and thrummed mildly when deactivated. It also emitted a peculiarly high-pitched sound when either blade absorbed or redirected force lightning.
You must connect with your hatred.
At number 7, we have Kylo Ren's unstable Crossguard lightsaber. We are including it as a unique lightsaber because it has an unstable blade. We have seen in Star Wars Rebels that there are more than one Crossguard lightsaber, but Kylo's is a bit more unique than the others, even though we prefer the green one we saw Ezra hold. The weapon was constructed and utilized by Kylo Ren approximately 30 years after the Battle of Endor. It was crudely assembled and based off an ancient design dating back thousands of years to the Great Scourge of Malachor. A single cracked kyber crystal barely able to contain the weapon's power necessitated the lateral vents, which diverted the extra heat produced by the crystal to either side of the hilt and gave the weapon its unstable, fiery appearance. At the Battle of Starkiller Base, he crossed blades with the lightsaber that previously belonged to the Skywalkers. Kylo wielded this weapon while working aside the Knights of Ren and the First Order.
At number 6, we have Maris Broods' Guard Shadow, which is also referred to as the lightsaber Tonfa. It was a rare pendicular grip type of a short lightsaber with a second handle extending from the main hilt at 90 degrees. The Guard Shadow design allowed for a wide variety of blocking, trapping, jabbing, slashing techniques, making it a versatile and extremely dangerous weapon in the hands of someone trained to wield it properly. Conversely, it could be very hazardous to one unskilled to use it. Because the Guard Shadow was primarily designed to block other lightsabers, it was most useful when its handle was laced with prick, a lightsaber-resistant metallic compound. However, this was an expensive process. A lightsaber made in this design could have been held with the blade pointing out for attacking, or with the blade pointed back along the wielder's own arm to provide greater defense and cover, and allow the wielder to move in very closely to their opponent. However, the pendicular grip made it difficult to deliver powerful attacks, resulting in a loss of offense compared to a normal shadow. Maris Brood, a Jedi Padawan, took to use a pair of guard shadows when she crossed paths with Vader's secret apprentice, Starkiller. The only other known user of the guard shadow was Sinya, a Black Sun member.
At number 5, we have Ventress's 2 curved hilt red-bladed lightsabers. The lightsabers once belonged to Kumari Vosa, but after she was killed by her master Count Dooku, they were handed to Asajj Ventress. The lightsabers were able to be held separately and also joined together to make a saber staff, or in other words, a double-bladed lightsaber. The reason why they are so unique is because they can turn into a curved-hilted double-bladed lightsaber, which was never seen before. The way the lightsabers would stick to each other is with the help of a fiber cord. When in saber staff mode, the lightsabers will be somewhat more difficult to wield, especially with precision. With that said, it is a deadly weapon, especially in the hands of someone who is skilled in using it.
At number 4, we have Warb Null's long-handled lightsaber. It was constructed by the Onderonian blacksmith Shas Dovos shortly before his transformation into the Sith warrior, Warb Null. The weapon appeared to be a long-handled lightsaber, which is not that unique at all. But his one was, because in fact, it was a long-handled double-bladed lightsaber, which had an emerald green lightsaber blade on one side, and a red one on the other. Not only that, but the lightsaber could only have one blade ignited at a time, and was used to surprise opponents when switching blades. When the secondary blade would ignite, the lightsaber would toggle and refocus the power from one end of the blade to the other. It would deactivate one side and activate the other, and it was not capable of both blades being ignited at the same time.
At number 3, we have the Inquisitors, aka Jedi Hunter's weapon of choice, the red double-bladed spinning lightsaber. It was a specially designed model used by the Inquisitors, a group of dark side adepts who enforced the will of the Galactic Empire. It was capable of both single and double blades. The weapon featured a ringed emitter that can partially detach from the cylindrical hand grip in the center, allowing the twin blades to rotate rapidly without effort from the wielder. Like this. For a Jedi Hunter like the Inquisitor, this function likely served as a way to intimidate opponents, as well as to deflect any frontal form of attack. However, this was also the weapon's primary weakness, as a lightsaber-wielding opponent could easily destroy the emitter itself and cut the weapon in half, as demonstrated by Kanan Jarrus during his final duel with the Grand Inquisitor aboard the Sovereign. The hand grip could be removed entirely from the ring-shaped emitter, allowing the force-imbued circlet of metal to be used as a throwing disc. It's by far one of the most unique lightsabers out there because of all of its features, but we have mixed feelings about the helicopter blades. It was okay when we saw it break the fall of the Inquisitor, but it was a bit too much when we saw it fly around.
In number 2, we have the Blaster Hybrid Lightsaber, which was the personal prototype lightsaber of Ezra Bridger, a Padawan and rebel who lived in years prior to the Battle of Yavin. Bridger spent several weeks building his lightsaber after receiving a Kyber crystal in the Jedi Temple on Lothal. The weapon, which was built out of spare parts donated by fellow members of the Ghost Crew, was a lightsaber blaster hybrid. When in lightsaber mode, the weapon had an adjustable blade and could be used in combat. Blaster mode was set to stun and was built in as a result of Bridger's lack of skill in deflecting blaster fire with his blade. After being rescued, Kanan Jarrus borrowed this weapon to fight the Grand Inquisitor, using it and his own lightsaber to defeat the Inquisitor. Darth Vader would destroy this weapon in a duel with Ezra Bridger during the mission on Malachor. While using the hybrid lightsaber, Kanan would attack the Inquisitor by changing the lightsaber mode every few seconds and firing a few blaster shots at him as soon as he got an opening from the lightsaber duel. The lightsaber, though, cannot fire shots while it's ignited. It is kind of similar in a way to Warb Null's long-handled lightsaber.
And finally, at number 1, we have Lumiya's Lightwhip. Lightwhips generally function on the same principles and mechanics as lightsabers, emitting a coherent beam of energy that was used as a weapon. However, rather than the straight meter-long blades emitted by standard lightsabers, Lightwhips featured long flexible blades that often exceeded several meters in length. Instead of one large crystal, they contained multiple small crystals, and the plasma in the blade had no cell barriers to keep it straight. It appeared standard for these weapons to emit only single blades, though Lightwhips with multiple tassels were not unheard of, as the Sith Lumiya owned one. Her Lightwhip was a Sith weapon that produced beams of pliant energy in conjunction with physical matter. Its tubular hilt was forged from nearly indestructible Mandalorian iron and was powered by shards of caliber crystal. It is quite unique for its 3 separate extension types, along with several filaments of yellow plasma. It was insanely difficult to defend from her attacks, as demonstrated when she defeated Luke Skywalker. The weapon also had its flaws because each time she would attack, she would be exposed to a counterattack and would quickly have to pull back the whip in order to defend herself. And also, the Lightwhip was basically useless when in close quarter combat.
Honorable mentions include Exar Kun's short-handed blue double-bladed lightsaber for its unique design, short handle, and twin blades, which was never seen before on a normal lightsaber handle. Kanan Jarrus' detachable single blue-bladed lightsaber, which was the best kind of lightsaber for the era he lived in, because no one would recognize it as a lightsaber. Lightsaber pikes that some Jedi Temple Guardians used on Coruscant during the Clone Wars, and also different types of lightsaber pikes, for example Kazdan Paratus' and the Emperor's Force-sensitive Royal Guards, as seen in the Force Unleashed game. Padawan Gunji's wooden-handled green-bladed lightsaber, because it is the first known standard lightsaber with a wooden hilt. And finally the Darksaber, which didn't fit onto this list, but definitely is one of the most unique lightsabers there in the Star Wars galaxy. It is listed on our top 10 best lightsabers video, so if you think that this is one of the best sabers and we disappointed you in this video, we hope to redeem ourselves by you watching our other top 10 lightsaber video.
This is it on the video, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. We know you've been asking for it for some time now. Subscribe for more videos like this one and comment below if you have any other video requests you would like us to do, and we will try to honor them as much as we can. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, God is awesome all the time and He loves you. May the Force be with you guys always, and we'll see you in another video, you rebel scum.
This party's over.